And what's going on, everybody? And we are logging on to episode 116 of the podcast. I am your host, Frank McKnight, and I am joined here by, as always, my co-host, Luke Ans. Thank you for being here.
Hey, everybody. What's up? How we doing?
What did you say there?
I was trying to do 116. I was like, 116.
Oh, gotcha.
Because how do you read this?
One?
Yeah. So I think my hand's just...
116?
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
This is a 1, and this is a 1, and this is 6?
Well, no, this is the 1. Boom. 6. You see what I was doing there?
Thanks for visiting, guys. Make sure to follow us on everything, because we're going to stop the pod right now.
Yeah, before we get into anything, this just happened yesterday. This episode won't be released for a good week or so. But this is our official thank you for us reaching 10K subscribers, crossing 10K subscribers. We're at 10,026 right now on YouTube. So, for everyone that's been there since the beginning, we obviously greatly appreciate that. For all the new subscribers, we greatly appreciate that as well. And we hope you stick around for
hopefully 100,000 is the next one, right?
Yeah, but that's the next celebration right there. That's the next big milestone.
That's not a celebration. That's a vacation, my guy.
That is a vacation.
We're going up to the Vermont house or the PA house, and we're doing something. We're going to Miami, but paid by you guys. No, I'm kidding. But
right.
No, it's something that we very much obviously would love to become a full-time thing if it ever became something that could be.
Yeah.
But as just a passion project of ours that we've been talking about doing something, even before podcasts were freaking popular, being like, we should do videos. And then eventually, we never did it, went to college, did our stuff, and then it became, we should do a podcast. And again, the market is so saturated with podcasts.
Oh,
so,
absolutely,
we appreciate and love and are so thankful to everyone that does choose us because, you don't realize it, but that hour, that 2 hours, whatever it might be that you go about in your day, there's way too many choices for you to pick. So when you do listen to us here, we always appreciate it, and
100%.
We're always super appreciative of feedback. Anything that you have for us, let us know.
Oh, without a doubt.
With content, material, who to put on. If you want to join us, if you think it would be beneficial, make sure you let us know because we're getting back into the swing of making it a little bit of a larger scale, and we want to make sure we keep getting more and innovative and new people on the pod.
100%. So. I was thinking this the other day is like, you are right, especially with podcasts. It's so extremely saturated out there. And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I feel like it's literally impossible for there to be a podcast out there that's that bad that people won't listen to it. Everybody has their own story and conversation, you know what I mean?
I understand what you mean, but I'm going to disagree because I guarantee there's probably...
Well, if you're not being engaging and
you also have to think, you especially, I give you way more credit. Like, obviously, I'm just a talker, so I help with dialogue a lot of the time with it. But, like, you have the stage, you have the production, you have all that ready to go. Where think about all the podcasts that don't. There's probably a lot of people that do similar videos that are just a YouTube thing or just a microphone.
Yeah,
which, not that it's bad, because, listen, do your thing. I respect the grind. However you're going to do it. Because
at the time being.
100%. And hopefully you can get to that next step and that next step, right? Ultimately, imagine we can get an upgraded studio. Not that we don't love it. We love it here. But we can get another one and another, whatever we can update. Even cameras, videos, tech, whatever. But, the other big thing is like, we're not here to shit on anyone doing a bad job. But there's probably some people that are just... don't talk about the greatest things that have a podcast. There's probably some there, and then there's probably some people that do it in a very cocky way or whatever way, and they don't really have the, backing to justify that because, we just crossed 10,000 followers. That's awesome, and I don't think we ever toot our own horn because we always know we can always be bigger, we can always get better.
I would say we're pretty humble.
We are very humble with this because, again... At the end of the day, as much as this is something that we love doing, for both of us, I think you would agree, this is a great vent session to us because for the most part we're pretty good on liking the same things, talking about the same things. Like you will go anime where I'll go fashion, right? We both know those things to extremes, but like I don't know anime or you don't know fashion the way we're going to talk about it. Same thing with certain other things. Like I'm not going to know DC like I know football, right? Like I'd be like, I'm good, like, but I'll tell you the 2007 Giants roster, but you'll tell me, all this about the DC whole entire Arkham Asylum arc.
You're absolutely right.
So
you're absolutely right.
The biggest thing with it is like we appreciate that you guys are here for our therapy sessions towards the
time.
Because that's truly just what they are.
100%.
Because again, I don't know, did I tell you about what I was saying? So me and my fiance just moved out of our apartment a couple weeks ago. We're sitting there at breakfast and we had like a whole bunch of stuff on the counter and we're packing stuff up, we're getting ready to go, and there was a Darth Vader ornament that I had inside a plant for like the longest time. I just like put him in a plant and I like look at my fiance, I'm like, who is this? She's like, Darth Vader. And I'm like, no, it's Anakin Skywalker from Tatooine, then moved to Mustafar when he became Darth, and just like went on this rant, and she's like, you didn't even remember my birthday for the long, and I was like, all right, well, thanks for
touche.
But you know what I mean? But it was just, it was so funny, because like it is crazy to see how our brains work though, right? Like
that's without a doubt.
With that stuff, because I always make the joke, it's like, I could not take a test for my life when we were younger. We were both, I don't
know if I still would be able
still
to.
can, I'm not taking any fucking kind of a test.
Yeah.
Except a breathalyzer, because I'll pass the fuck out of that shit, because I haven't drank since 2006. But no, just in general, it's like so funny to see that you could name like Batman's whole origin story. I could do like all of the Star Wars planets in the earth, like just shit like that. And then like people look at us like, what the fuck is wrong with these dudes? But
it's the passion. It's weird how your brain engages more with one thing than other things.
And I think the really good thing about this is we took a lot of our concepts that we did. And we started this originally just wanting it to be movies, right? Like just movies, just TV, stuff like that. And we really did broaden it where now it's not just that. It's TV, it's movies, it's everything.
Video games,
businesses. Yeah. So the more we continue to grow and the more that we continue to have an impact is all we can ask for, because we just want to continue to make content. To us it doesn't matter. We're gonna have good episodes, we're gonna have bad episodes. It's gonna happen. But
it's all the learning process.
Exactly. And
it's all an experiment in a sense.
That's it. And I think we're the really crazy thing about it too now, for everyone that's been here for the ride, we're getting into the point where we talked about it, like we're going to start remaking some episodes, not necessarily like a complete redo,
but some of the
concepts we did in the beginning were great concepts, but they're so long ago that it's like, now how do we change that up? Like the Game of Thrones football draft, the baseball draft, those are awesome concepts that we need to kind of dive into, because there's probably tons of characters we didn't even think about, and there's probably
without a doubt.
So I think that's the really cool thing about it,
especially with like House of the Dragon with all these new characters coming in, even Marvel with the new faces, those new characters coming in, all that stuff.
I mean, we did that like 3 years ago now. 2 years ago at least,
dude. 4 years ago. Our fourth anniversary of the podcast starting was 2 weeks ago. It's 4 years old.
That's insane.
It is insane. Yeah, it really
sending this kid to fucking school soon enough. Jesus Christ, gonna start having to pay for daycare. Yeah, but my God, they grow up so fast.
Moral of the story, we thank you guys. We thank you guys.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
The end. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, so our main topic today are the top 5 favorite fan castings that you've either seen online on the internet or our own opinions of who we think we would see as a good fit as a character. But before we get into that, we are going back to the poll of the pod this episode. So let's get right into that. Now, I really like this one. I was like, oh shit, like that's a pretty good idea. So this one, the question was, what did you have more fun with as a kid? The Razor Ripstick, which was the 2-wheeled skateboard, basically, that you wiggle around with, or the Green Machine, which was a tricycle bike, very low on the ground, And you were able
drifters.
Yeah, they had drifters.
They had drifting wheels.
Yes.
All I have to say is the results of this podcast show how young our demographic is, which is not my favorite thing because I'm so disappointed in the results.
I agree.
So disappointed in the results.
Well, but don't get me wrong though. Both of these things kind of came out around.
I always hated the ripstick though because
really?
I went through that skater phase when I was younger, and I still respect and love skateboarding. It's such a cool sport. Like, it really is. It's like the things that people can do on a skateboard blow my mind. I didn't like ripsticks when they came out because it was kind of at the height of me learning how to skate, understanding it, and then everyone started getting on a ripstick. And it was like, you could be using a skateboard, which has more history. It's, in my opinion, a cooler thing. It's a sport that needs to be carried on because, you know, a lot of these like smaller sports, they start to, I don't want to say die out, but like I consider, right, racing to a degree, lacrosse to a degree, skateboarding, like they're not as popular sports as football, basketball, baseball.
Right.
So I always am like, when you see someone kind of pick an alternative to it, that's what bums me out. It's like when someone's like, oh, I'm not good at baseball and I picked lacrosse, i.e. me. I loved it. I was like, oh, I fell in love with the sport, right? But baseball wasn't in a dire position where they're like, we need people to play. You know, the sport is dying kind of thing. I don't know. I also couldn't ride a ripstick for shit. So, like, that was also the other part of it. I was, like, miserable at it. But in my head, I loved the green machine. Yeah. And I also swapped out the green machine for Heelys in my head.
Heelys, we got to put on another poll against something, I think.
Well, you know, I was going to say Heelys and moon shoes.
Yes, that's a good one.
Got him.
That's a good
one.
Stay
tuned, motherfuckers.
Yeah, stay tuned. I loved both. Yep. I had both as a kid. Yep. You know, I had so much fun with both of them.
Yeah.
I was never a skater kid. I never, like, I broke a skateboard once, like my first couple attempts of riding one. Like, I was never a skater kid, but when the ripstick came along, I loved it, and I was able to swerve around. I was able to do all these cool moves. No major tricks, but all the cool moves and everything like that, and loved it. So I voted for ripstick personally.
We're gonna fight after this podcast.
But I will say though, you don't see, you know, you kind of, your wish has been fulfilled in a sense because you don't see X Games with ripsticks. You
of course
still
not.
see them with skateboarding.
Well, because skateboarding is so traditional. Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, I tell people too, skateboarding is a really cool thing to look into. Like, I think I talked about this a while ago. Tony Hawk Underground games are some of the best of all time. Did I show you I gotta wear it on the pod in the next couple weeks. So there's a shop that always makes these t-shirts that I love what they do. Literally just sick designs. And they did a limited run of, it was like a limited edition. So in Tony Hawk Pro Skater Underground.
The Pro Skater games I never played.
No, not Pro Skater. So Tony Hawk Underground 2.
Okay, that one I'm familiar with.
During the release of the game, they had an unlockable... I can't even pull it up now. They had an unlockable character in Shrek. You could unlock Shrek if you finish the storyline and ride as Shrek on the skateboard. So this shirt, this place made a shirt, and it was Tony Hawk Underground with Bam and Tony Hawk on it, and then Shrek is the character on it. I gotta show it to you. It's so sick. I was like, dude, it's unreal. But that's another. But those games are so cool. But back to like the whole thing. Tony Hawk is one of the coolest dudes ever.
Without a doubt.
I think we should make a coolest guys ever list. A top 5 just like coolest dudes, because it's not just going to be
actors.
It's just coolest people. Like Abe Lincoln could be up there.
Hell yeah.
You know, Teddy Roosevelt, whoever. Tony Hawk is one of the coolest guys. He has one of the coolest stories. He's really one of the, I don't want to say that people that did it, but he did it, you know.
Without
Kids
a doubt.
started riding because of him, but you know, people were riding skateboards prior, but he popularized it way more. His documentary on HBO is so good. So good. I don't want to say maybe documentary, but it's so good.
Okay.
Him and The Undertaker had really good documentaries for just people that you might not like what they do, but it's a really cool way to understand
where they're coming from and everything like
that. That different genre and that different, because I'm a huge wrestling guy. I've always been a wrestling fan. So, like, when I watch that stuff, I love it because, like, I can look back and, like, I was at a WrestleMania. I saw Undertaker wrestle at a WrestleMania.
Yeah,
like,
awesome.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tony Hawk. I loved his games. I used to watch him. My cousins used to love him. Like, but I always tell people, like, we are way too pigeonholed into, and, like, this is going on just,
What a rant!
What is my quote?
Oh, we live in a society.
We live in a society.
Yes.
We live in a society. But we live in a society that everyone is so fixated on kind of one lane of whatever's going on, like the Kavanaugh things right now. The Kavanaugh murders,
yeah.
So everyone's watching that Netflix doc, and which is great, awesome. But I always tell people, like, I just rewatched The Pacific and Band of Brothers. Shout out Pat. Me and Pat used to watch the Pacific at his house with his dad. I think they used to come out on Sunday nights. I'd go there every Sunday to watch it. Such a good time. The Pacific is not as good as Band of Brothers, so me and Pat were always way bummed. But we'd watch the episodes and, like, it was intense. But we're like, this isn't as good. But rewatching some of those shows or venturing into something that you might not like, but you end up like, I didn't think I was going to love Severance, and I loved Severance.
I heard it's very good, that show.
So good. Same thing with, like, listen, Apple TV is doing it right, bro.
No, I know they are.
Apple
I just
TV,
don't have it. I haven't.
You got it, bro. I'm telling you.
The only dud that, and I wouldn't even call it a dud, but some people call it a dud, that they only have as of right now is that Jason Momoa's show See,
but I've heard people say they like it, and I downloaded it, and I'm going to start watching it because I'll be honest, I don't fucking trust anyone, bro.
No, I don't either.
That's the other difficult thing with people's opinion. Everyone is entitled to their wrong opinion. That's my take. Because, but at the end of the day, it's like, again, we talk about this every podcast. I talk about people that are like, oh my god, dude, I hate, like, Marvel.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, cool. What's your favorite movie? Oh, Dark Knight.
I know.
Sorry, wait. Time out. You don't like the Marvel movies.
Don't get me wrong, a good choice, but I
agree
where you're
with
coming
you,
from
but
right
you
now,
also
though,
like
that answer.
But you like the genre.
With it, yeah.
So you that's different.
Yes.
But you can't, like, have The Dark Knight in your top 5 and be like, I don't like comic book movies. It's the definition of a comic book movie.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's phenomenally done. That's no, whatever.
I could argue that a little bit, though.
But see how it's
The Dark Knight.
It's more realistic, but that's DC.
I know, but you can't say that it is in the comic realm. You're right.
Yeah.
But you're also wrong in the sense that, like, you don't have to be a comic book fan to enjoy that movie.
No, but you don't have to be a comic book fan to enjoy Infinity War or Endgame, in my opinion.
You're right about that, too.
Phenomenal movies.
No, you're right about that, too.
So, like, prime example, I had an old coworker, Nicole, loves, like, the theater, she's, like, a huge Glee fan. Huge. Like, loves that whole genre. And we used to always make fun of her because, like, oh, when are you going to start watching Marvel? When are you going to start watching Marvel stuff? And we'd always press her about it because we're always talking on the sales floor about it. We're like, you watching Marvel? When are you doing it? She's a huge Harry Styles fan. Harry Styles. Huge Harry Styles fan, to the point that he got introduced to Thanos' brother, and boom, she was in. Bought in. Watched every movie.
No way.
Every movie, really? Except she might be a little bit behind now on some of the newer stuff, but she watched everything up until Endgame, till Infinity War, Endgame, everything, and she's like, I love it.
That's
and
incredible.
She used to not necessarily shit on it, but she was like, it's not for me, I'm not really interested, it's not. Watched everything. She literally was with another ex-coworker. They're very good friends.
Yeah.
And Christina's a huge Marvel fan. So me and her, when she was on our events team, we used to always talk about it. Talk about it. And Nicole would just be listening. She's just kind of like, I'm not interested, whatever. But it was always funny because, like, me and all my coworkers, all the dudes on the floor talking about Marvel, and then they'd, like, their ears would chirp up. Nicole told Christina when they finished watching Infinity War, she was like, can we just go right into Endgame?
Yeah.
Like, didn't even want to stop.
Didn't even want to stop.
Right. Was just like, just put the next one in.
You get hooked, man.
But that's the thing, and it's like, but that's where I'm kind of going with this, where it's like, you gotta try it. And, like, there's gonna be duds. There's going to be.
Of
course.
Like,
that's where I'm telling a lot of people, like, yes, it would be tough right now to get in on Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be tough right now, even for some people with Quantumanium. I still think it's good. I thought it was a great movie.
The more I think about it, the more I
thought it was a great movie. It's still a 70 to 80. It's not. It does not pass an 80. Jonathan Majors, in my opinion, passes an 80. I liked him a lot. I think he is the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's the guy until we get to Galactus and Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Right.
But even then, it's like, people are getting so picky. It's like, dude, not that we're running out of actors and actresses, but like, there's so many good actors, right? Isn't it?
I think the general term is just actors.
There's so many good actors. I'm sorry if, so many good actors. I want to die. So many good actors now. It's so tough with all these hirings. Like, Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. Wait, yeah. Why was that?
Uncle Ben. Weren't we just talking about it in Severance?
Is that his name? Adam Scott? Thought it was Ben something. Thought we said Ben before. I don't know. I think it is Adam Scott. What? Leslie Knope's husband from Parks and Rec. If you know it, then that's where it is. No, I think the moral of the story is, and then we'll go back into the poll, is that
I don't think.
What do you call it?
Adam Scott. Got him.
It is Adam Scott.
Boom.
Yeah, you're usually right with that. You're good with that stuff like that. The moral of the story is that if you're going to have an opinion on it and not watch it,
I can't give a shit.
Listen to you.
Don't give a shit.
If you watch it
and you didn't like it,
it's
fine.
All the respect to you.
Sure.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if it's not your favorite opinion. As far as something that you might really like.
I literally live with a woman who watched 2 seasons of Game of Thrones and thought it was boring.
You see, that's an opinion I would not like. But you do have to respect it, though.
No, I don't.
You still have to
whatever.
It might might.
I mean, she's a Cowboys fan, so it's just my life is made. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's. I agree. Like I had when Mandalorian was out, same thing. All of my coworkers, a whole bunch of us loved it. Even non-Star Wars fans really liked it, except one kid who was a Star Wars fan. But he's like, I don't like that it's Disneyfied, and I personally don't agree with that. Is there going to be elements of all of this shit that's Disneyfied? Yeah. Disney owns them. Like
I don't think Mando has been Disneyfied at all. Until this one line in the first episode, the premiere
of this new
where season. Mando is like, "That's a way to use your head." I was like, "Oh man, that was some."
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
That was like oh, okay. But otherwise, speaking of Mando, fantastic. I thought it was a great episode. I have
nothing to say.
All right. I have nothing to say. You have plenty to say. Shut up.
I have plenty to say about it, but no. Listen. I'm excited to see where it goes. Star Wars content's awesome. They're announcing the next movie.
I know on their
at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
And Acolyte actually just got another person helping direct.
Okay.
Forgot what it was, but they just announced someone else that's helping with Acolyte and direction, and directing, and I was like, okay, cool. Because do you know the concept of Acolyte?
Yeah,
it's like a Sith Lord kind of a thing.
Yes, that's when they made all those announcements for stuff, because they announced a whole bunch during that one presentation. I think it was D23 or whatever.
Yep, correct.
Acolyte was one of the ones that I was most excited for, and it's been so long since that announcement.
It's
been so long.
They need because now Disney with all their losses. Disney
I understand it, but
tough.
It's been a while.
The tough thing before we get back into the main topic, tough thing with Star Wars and Marvel, like we said, when they're not doing well, it's hard to produce more because if they're losing money, we might love it. I loved Andor. Andor is fantastic TV. I don't give a shit what anyone has to say about it. Yeah. DM me if you have a problem with it because I will sun you and dunk on you and put up 70 points so quickly. But when you look at stuff like that, it's unfortunate because then you look at that broad picture, right? Like me as a Star Wars fan, I want them to pivot into getting away from the Skywalker saga. Give me more content about the battles that were going on. Yeah. Give me more content about people that I don't need to know. This is a galaxy that is way bigger than this.
They cornered.
Listen, they had to wrap the story up. They didn't do it in the right way. That's its own battle. I'll never, 7, 8, and 9 are kind of a wrap, but there is that conspiracy theory that in Rebels, Ezra goes into like a mirror dimension at one point.
I remember you telling me
and
that.
there's a conspiracy theory that runs that says 7, 8, and 9 happened, but like...
Isn't he the Grey Jedi? Didn't you tell me that about him too? Technically, whatever.
Yeah, however you... No and yes, Ahsoka's more of a Grey, but she's not a Grey. Qui-Gon was exploring it, whatever. But there's basically an upside down. Or... timelines, like a Loki variant kind of a thing. Yeah. So there's a lot of people, because Disney could very much do that and still keep 7, 8, and 9 canon, but just be like, oh, it was whatever, because it was very lackluster writing. But I'm excited for this next step, because one of my things on here might be a possibility to come down the line. There's some TV shows that are being talked about. I think Bad Batch has been pretty good. A lot of, Bad Batch gives us a lot of filler, but that's the same thing with Clone Wars. That's the same thing with a lot of these. Running right now, yeah. So there's a lot of these shows that always, like, that's why, like, I always have buddies that complain about it. I'm like, dude, there's always going to be filler episodes. If every episode was good, it'd be the best rated show ever. You can't do it. The whole point is to not, if you're not going to say every episode of Breaking Bad was great. You can't. Do not tell me it was. Same thing with Game of Thrones. It's not. Right. There's always going to be goods and bads, but the reasoning is, if you look into before the Red Wedding, there's probably a couple episodes where we're like, dude, what's going on here? Then the Red Wedding happens.
Yep.
So the moral of the story is, like, just stay with it, and it'll hopefully get better. And again, I'm excited to see what they do with Star Wars. Filoni and Favreau have the right idea.
I agree.
Once Kathleen Kennedy is donezo, hopefully things get on a better place. So back to Ripsticks, right?
Back to Ripsticks. Yeah, we went a little tangent there. All right, I'll get into the results there. So you chose Green Machine. I chose Ripstick. Let's see what you guys thought on Instagram. The Ripstick got a percentage of 62.
You guys are losers.
The Green Machine, 38%. So people are fan favoriting the Ripstick over the Green Machine, and I would have to agree. All right, we are going to get into our main topic now. This is the top 5 fan character castings. Like I said before, these are either ones we've seen online that majority of people online are suggesting, or our own opinions of that. I actually want to jump into a separate list of the same category.
Okay.
Of casting an unknown actor. Because I was thinking about some roles.
As roles of people you would like that's not a famous person.
Yes.
Or like a B-list, or someone that, like...
No, someone that's completely unknown. Like a brand new actor, like stepping right into the game.
If I know what you're about to say, we'll get into it. But all right. I'm not gonna.
So
give it to me.
I have 3 of them. Number 1, James Bond.
Okay, see, that's I don't.
You don't agree with that?
You can't have someone that's not. In my opinion, okay,
they never did that.
Look at every Bond is a well-known guy.
It is, but a lot of the producers, because there's been heavy rumors of like they're casting James Bond soon. They're casting.
Well, didn't
James
they
Bond
say
soon. They were saying that they want a fresh new take. They are taking their time with it. Whatever.
Aren't they saying Aaron Taylor Johnson? That's what I heard.
Yeah, they've been saying a lot of people do.
But Aaron Taylor Johnson, in my opinion, is a B-list guy that you could do, and it's still going to be good enough. Like that's I'm fine with that.
I would be fine with it. I think it would be better off with an unknown actor, because if they're really trying to get a new flavor to it and whatnot, you're not going to know what someone could bring to the table until they try, and obviously go through the proper auditions.
Yeah, of course. Like I think I agree with you, but I also think that if you go down a route where you give someone that's not as famous the opportunity to do it, in my opinion, that's an awesome awesome opportunity. Here's the thing you look at, right? Bond. A lot of people say Idris Elba. I would love that. I think that would be cool.
Love that too.
Another one that I was thinking about that I really like, that's kind of similar in that B list. He's not really up there, but he is. Henry Golding, do you know, from Crazy Rich Asians?
Yes.
Him or Aaron Taylor Johnson would be so cool.
He looks like Bond.
Young, good-looking guys. Yeah. And both Aaron Taylor Johnson is long hair, facial hair, which is not Bond, and an Asian American.
That's
I don't want to say Asian American. Too. That's an awesome change, and so is African. I would love a black Bond.
Me too.
I would love that.
I would too.
Because again, we need to change it. And again, it makes me laugh because you're going to get a whole bunch of people on Facebook. My Bond is not black, just stupid shit. And it's haters, but again, like the people that used to watch Bond are starting to die off, thankfully. Like the old Bond. But that's the thing. It's like that's not just a pivot to do it like, a lot of people say Disney movies would do with like female lead roles, sure. Which I don't agree with in certain senses. Yeah. You can make a Bond. It doesn't matter the color of their skin.
No, it really doesn't.
Listen,
you just need to have the charisma and the good looks.
That's it, bro. That's it. That's it.
You got to be somewhat fit, and I think you're good.
And as long as you're not a woman... No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't even mind a woman Bond. Well, they said, what's her name, is supposed to do a spin... Oh, no, that's John Wick.
Yes, that's John Wick,
Ana de Armas is going to be... I love that. Calm down. All right, bro. Jesus Christ. You mean a minute? You need to cut the cameras for a second? Damn.
No, it was Daniel Craig himself who even brought up this point, and I agreed with him. He's not a fan of them making a female version of Bond. And I agree with him in a sense because he's saying someone should be able to write a new character that could have the same substance.
Well, look at Ocean's 11, how bad that did with the female version. Not that it was like bad; it was a bad script. In my opinion,
without a doubt.
It was a good cast.
I didn't see the movie.
Well, it was a good cast. It was just
no, it was a good cast. But once again, that was based off a male-led movie.
What was the one where the 4 women's husbands all died and they did the heist?
I am unsure. That sounds slightly familiar. I am unsure. I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up because that was I remember that was a Widows. It was called.
That doesn't. I don't know.
It was 2018, so it was probably when we were first starting the pod. I remember it because it's when I read you the cast, Joel, it's got a 6.8. It's,
that's
probably
decent.
Viola Davis.
Oh, she's great. I love her and everything.
Viola Davis. Liam Neeson's in it. Yep, I remember that. John Barenthal's in it. Yep. Yeah, so it's a pretty good cast. I've heard fine things about it, but I just so that was that. But I agree with you though. You could make another concept. I would love it's tough
to see it, dude.
I'd love to see that. Well, I'd love for them to introduce in Bond, the second movie. Mm-hmm. Runs into someone. He's about to kill this woman. The woman is
some secret agent
trying to be all in on him, and then they're in the same room, and she tries to steal something from him, and you find out that she's working for 005. Don't do 005. Don't do 005. But but maybe make it an American agency. Americans are only doing women or whatever it is, and then great. And then the two of them have to team up to get the bid bag.
See, I like that better than having a female Jamie Bond. You know what I'm saying? James,
I wouldn't hate a James Bond's I wouldn't hate a daughter situation. I'm not gonna lie.
I would like that
maybe
too.
10 years down the line, you give it to Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney, is James Bond's daughter. Don't even make it like I would actually love it if it's similar to the new Batman in the sense that she's just trying to find out about her dad. Super high tech, super smart, running into all this info. or he's just gone. Make it Daniel Craig, make him he's off the grid. She's trying to find all this stuff up, uncovers something about it, then she's getting hunted that causes him to come back into the picture.
Okay. I could buy into that.
My brain can't function on a normal day-to-day, but when I come into movie talk, it's just like...
All right, so James Bond is one. Another one. For the upcoming new DCU, I think they need to have a unknown actor for Superman again. And I say again, because Henry Cavill was unknown, and he was fantastic. I think they need a new face for Superman. And then the other one. This one, I'm choosing to have an unknown actor for because I just couldn't think of anyone that could really fit the role. If they were to make a live-action version of this guy, Goku.
Oh,
I think you need an unknown person.
I actually forgot to tell you. I'm gonna start Dragon Ball Z soon because I've never watched it.
Well, you are in for a long journey.
Yeah, it's like 100 seasons.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't even start with Dragon Ball Z. You got to start with Dragon Ball.
See, now I'm not interested anymore.
There's stuff before Dragon Ball Z.
Well, let me watch Dragon Ball Z. Well, there's stuff before it that's made more recent than the 80s version, right?
There has been stuff created TV show wise before Dragon Ball Z.
But I'm saying it wasn't created prior to Dragon Ball Z. Like, Dragon Ball Z is its own show, and then they went and made a prequel series. No? Oh, my God.
No. No, that is not the case, my friend.
So when was it put out?
A while ago. I think the 80s one is the one you're thinking of. That was the prequel to Z. Actually, Z might have also been in the 80s, too.
There was 89 or 88, because I looked it up, and, like, it's on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, yeah.
They're free, right, I think? Is that
Crunchyroll's not free. It's a subscription-based
That's what I told someone, and they're like, no, it's free. And I'm like, I don't
It might be free with ads. I'm not too sure, but...
Well, I'm going to watch it.
I don't know. Ads. But those are my 3 for unknown actor castings.
I don't hate that. The only thing I would say is maybe a couple of the next Star Wars people I'd like is unknown. Because, 7, 8, and 9 did a good job with John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and look at fucking Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Isaac was...
And even Adam Driver. I don't think he was in much,
I think the 4 of them... As bad as I did not like the movies, look at where their careers are. Because, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, is like John Boyega, Daisy Ridley. Yes. That's how I would rank it.
I would rank that, too.
And that's unfortunate, because I love Daisy Ridley. She's a good actress. She's a good actor. I like all of them. They're all very good. I saw John Boyega as Blade a lot. I don't dig that. I don't dig it because John Boyega, as much as I like him, there's always that element of like fun to him, if that makes sense. Yeah. He always gives me I don't know.
I can see John Boyega in a Jordan Peele.
I would love that. Yeah, I would love that.
I can see that in a horror aspect.
I would love that. But again, look at Adam Driver. Adam Driver can't not get cast, man. Love him. Love him. So good.
That new movie with
looks sick.
Looks pretty good.
It looks good.
I love the concept of it being in the past.
What movie were you shitting? Oh, Knock at the Cabin Door. You saw it.
Knock at the Cabin. I saw it.
It wasn't that bad.
It was good.
That's what I told you it was going to be good. It was good. Why don't you listen to me?
Listen, man, I have my own opinion on it.
But it was good.
It was good.
Say it.
It was.
Say it.
Oh, one last thing before we get into our main list. I watched the first episode of The White Lotus the other day.
Awesome.
Oof, man, it was rough.
Yeah, it's tough.
It was rough. No, it was rough in a very bad way for me.
Why?
It was so boring.
Yeah,
so incredibly boring. And then I watched it with Chorman. Chorman then watched the second episode, and he was like, "Bro, the second episode is just as rough as the first episode."
You gotta. It's a similar show. You gotta let them.
If I have the patience for it.
It's that show is purposely made like that to annoy you because it's kind of to show how the rich operate, kind of a thing. It's meant to be in your face as like oh my god, I hate all of these people. I can't stand it.
I did.
But that's the whole point.
But
it's gonna get
to my point. Nothing was leading up to anything.
But it will.
Oh,
when
man.
you get towards the end, I promise you it will. It's an easy watch, though. It's not that long. They're hour episodes, not even.
It feels longer than an hour.
Just give it a chance.
Okay.
I have 5 people I really wanted to, or a couple people really quickly that I wanted to just mention as not in my list.
Okay.
Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
I would have loved it if John Krasinski was ending up doing it. It would have been really cool to see their chemistry on screen.
In Doctor Strange?
No,
or just in the Fantastic Four.
In Fantastic Four, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I think it would have just if they had been actually cast as them.
Yeah.
When you get a husband and wife playing a husband and wife, like
that's such a money making.
Would have been so much. Would have been so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an odd one. Jason Momoa as the Thing.
Hate it.
Yeah,
hate that.
Love it.
No, I hate that.
I know you do. That's why I did it.
I hate that.
Why though?
Just his voice. Just Jason Momoa's voice alone. And I'm not saying he has a bad voice. I'm sure he could do great voice acting roles. For the Thing, no. I can't hear that Hawaiian with the Thing. I just can't. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine. So I did one that's technically was done, or 2. Mm-hmm. Is Donald Glover Spider-Man confirmed?
No.
Childish Gambino?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I heard a rumor that they're eventually going to put him in as Miles Morales. Like, eventually. in some kind of Spider-Verse-esque thing. Like they're going to make him the live-action one. Like an older version. Maybe not necessarily Miles if they bring him in.
But then you see... Oh, so he wouldn't be Miles then.
Like an alternate universe. He's the Spider-Verse Miles from another place. An older version of himself. I would like it.
I'll tell you two things of why I don't like that. One... Childish Gambino was in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
And he plays Miles' uncle. No.
Yes.
Uncle or cousin, one of the two.
Yep, I remember. At the end of it, right?
On the ship.
Yes, yeah.
So that would contradict that. Second, Childish Gambino is playing this guy named Hypnotic or something like that, who's a Spider-Man villain. It's a Sony-produced Spider-Man live-action movie.
Oh, I don't know.
He's writing and directing it and starring as this guy, Mr. Hypnotic or whatever.
And who's Spider-Man in the movie?
No. It's going to be like a Venom movie, like where it's just the villain.
Okay, cool.
So okay.
Channing Tatum is Gambit. It's the thing we never got.
He got ripped.
I know. Yeah, it's the thing we never got. Yeah. I'm going to keep it there because if there's no content behind it...
Kevin Feige better do the right thing and cast.
I think he will. I think
might be a little too old for.
I think what we'll get is that I don't know if we'll necessarily use the older X-Men.
Oh yeah,
I think we're past the time of that. Yeah, so I think what we'd run into is if we get a Secret Wars or a Secret Invade, whatever it might be.
Put them in there.
If they get in it, then you can put a not Logan, but you can put. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Gambit?
Who plays Wolverine? Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
Hugh Jackman. You can put Channing Tatum. You can put a couple more of those guys in it as like
all the fan castings.
Yep. No, well, Hugh Jackman is actually Wolverine.
No, yes, but I'm saying like the John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic.
Well, no, I'm meaning it more of like you can take because. Hugh Jackman is done as Wolverine, technically speaking.
Right.
But when the multiverse is now open to the degree that Channing Tatum could have always been Gambit.
Correct.
Like Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. Yeah. So I'm saying if you do a movie where they get brought into it, you can just have him as Gambit. You don't have to be like...
It doesn't have to be a whole thing
this is alternate universe Gambit.
Yeah, right.
He is still technically Gambit like that. So I'm saying you can more bring them in real quick, kill them off real quick, and be good. Yeah. I had one. Oh, Steven Yeun is Nightwing.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Dick Grayson, like it.
I love Steven Yeun. Awesome in The Walking Dead.
So he just got cast in Thunderbolts, right?
I did. Yes. Bad guy.
Yeah. Apparently he's playing Sentry, who is like Marvel's Superman, but he's a bad guy.
Yeah, love it.
So that's pretty cool.
Listen, bro. Cool. We're getting content. That's all that I care about, bro. What's the next one?
What?
May is Guardians, or we're getting...
I think a show's coming out before Guardians. I think it's Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion is March, I think. This month.
No, then it's not then.
Because this month
it's probably in April.
Okay. Maybe the end of the month. There's enough time till the end of the month that we can say that it could be.
We need a trailer first before they announce any release date, though.
What's coming up?
Yeah.
Are there playoffs coming up anytime soon? Because they usually do. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my alternate list. Then I'll get into my main list. You want me to go my first two, and then you can do your two?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. So my number 5 is actually a tie between two actresses for the same role. So I had Megan Fox and Jessica Chastain, either of them playing Poison Ivy.
I like it.
So Megan Fox, because she's weird enough when she was in, what was it, Jessica's Body? My Body?
Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
She's weird enough that she could play a really weird Poison Ivy, but then Jessica Chastain, because, it matches the red hair, that whole thing.
I would probably prefer
Jessica Chastain, of course.
Because I don't think Megan Fox is, the most fantastic
actress. Yeah, no, of course. But if you get a role like a Poison Ivy, at least it's not a super lead role. It is, but it's not.
Poison Ivy's very seductive and all that sort of stuff. Megan Fox would be great for
that. Look at Danny DeVito in The Penguin. He wasn't the main character, but he killed. No, of course, but that's because he's built as that. Love Danny DeVito, but that's its own thing. Yeah. And then number 4 is Tom Cruise's Iron Man.
Okay,
so it's It's on the list, I figured it would be on your list. It's everyone's casting. I personally put it on there just because it's been around forever. Yeah. Everyone's always said it.
Yeah.
I really did think we were going to get it in Black Widow. In Doctor Strange. Madness. I really thought it was going to happen. I was just like, all right, because again, you could have done what you did with John Krasinski and just killed him right off, And now I just don't think it's ever going to happen, or if it does, you're going to see it in... Secret Wars? Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I don't even... Listen, I personally have a conspiracy theory. We live in a society... No, I'm kidding. But we're going to get all of this to build up to a point that when this next crazy movie happens... Yeah. It's going to be good enough that we're going to be like, cool, we're back. We're back on the train. The ball's rolling again the way we want it to.
I do hope that's the case. What I even hope is more the case is that we get back on track before the Avengers.
I would love that too. Well, you know what someone brought up on Twitter that was a very valid point? I missed the times when Avengers movies ended each phase.
Yeah.
Which is 1,000% should have.
Yeah, it's like a closing chapter. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Because they're doing something different though this time.
No, I agree, but and you know me, I'm pretty optimistic with this stuff. Yeah. I do disagree with how they're doing it in the sense that you should always keep those as the closing. Like Black Widow was close of Phase 4, right? Or was
Black Widow was
Black Panther.
Beginning of Phase. So the end of Phase 4 was Black Panther. Yes.
So still a good way to end it. But if you think of it, it doesn't really fit in with the ending of a phase.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Still a great movie. I loved it. But it doesn't fit there where...
Or does it, and we just don't know yet?
No, I mean...
Because my theory is...
Okay.
Wakanda Forever opened up where the
vibranium was here. Yep.
Could be in several parts of the world, which I think is going to be a big part of Thunderbolts. I think they're going on a mission to extract vibranium from somewhere. And Thunderbolts... is the end of Phase 5. So, in a sense, they are getting back on track.
I forgot about that. Yeah. When is that, 24?
Yes.
It's got to be. It's 23 already,
it has to be 24. So, if you think about it, they are getting back on track in the sense that it will be a team ensemble.
Thunderbolts is a show, though.
No, it's
a movie.
Thunderbolts is a movie.
Cool. Yeah. I thought it was... weren't they originally planning it as a show?
The show that they were planning on doing was Armor Wars.
And now they're not.
Now they're making it a movie. So we'll see about that too. That has no release date whatsoever. I have no idea when that's going to be.
We'll see how that goes.
But anyway, back to Tom
those are
Cruise.
my two. Yeah.
As I have it listed as different universe superior Iron Man. Like superior Iron Man is when he's in that silver suit, his face is open, whatever. That's my number 5. What a huge mistake, unless they couldn't do it contractually. What a huge mistake not to add him in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
What a huge mistake. And the other thing is, too, they better add him in Secret Wars. They better add him in Secret Wars because that's going to be so huge as a surprise in the movie, 1. 2, you're not going to have any other chance to do that. A multiverse saga.
No, unless the gate is open and then the next movie you want to throw him in. But that's your best chance.
And I'm not saying anything major, a cameo like John Krasinski.
Yeah,
but what a mistake. Unless they really couldn't do it contractually or Tom Cruise.
You know what I would love?
What?
If he did come in and let's say the portals open situation and he was like, "Hey guys, I'm here to help," and then Kang just bullies him and just kills him.
I would not like that.
Why?
Because it's superior.
I know, but if you just want him,
if
you just want him as a quick cam, I'm saying just because again, you can't give him a main role because you're going to take away from your main actors.
No.
But that's where. Let's not kill him. Let's just say Kang just bullies him back into the portal. Just hits him with a thing.
Nah, I don't like that.
But why?
Because that's too Disney-fied joke.
But I think the problem is I feel like if you bring him in, he is going to become your main actor in any movie, and that's the
Tom Cruise.
But that's the problem. So if you want to bring him in, you have to do it he's in and he's gone. Not necessarily kill him, but if all of these different people are coming to help defeat Kang, he should be one of the guys that doesn't need to die but gets bullied by Kang too. They could have a really good battle, but he could come in fighting Kang, and Kang could send him back into the portal kind of a thing, and then he could have the powers to like close him off or something.
Now I'm on board. As long as he has a good fight, he's a total badass.
Yeah, I mean,
what he's in
just
Secret Wars.
I'm
telling you, dude, if they don't have him in Secret Wars, another huge mistake.
You're gonna protest.
Another huge mistake. I hope
that's
your
that's your 5 though.
That's my 5. And yeah, something I forgot to mention before, my top 5 list. I would have done it all superheroes. I was very, I was hesitant to not make it that way.
Yeah.
But so I have one Marvel, one DC. For DC, the new DCU is coming up. A new Batman movie's coming up. Who's gonna play Batman? Now, this isn't my own opinion. This is one I've seen online. Jensen Ackles, who plays Soldier Boy in The Boys.
Oh, cool.
I think would be a fantastic, not only Batman, but great Bruce Wayne. And I think for a new Batman in the DCU, more specifically the Brave and the Bold movie, Jensen Ackles, my favorite fan casting that I've seen so far for the character.
Can I throw you Adam Starr?
Homelander?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Anthony Starr.
Anthony Starr. Yeah.
He deserves a Marvel or DC role yesterday.
Wait, what?
He just immediately. I'm saying it's just he deserves one of those roles.
Play a great, and I saw this online too. I think he would play a great Dracula for a Blade.
I don't love that.
I love that.
No.
I think that would be
great. Who I think he would have been great as if they had gotten him prior? Who is the main bad guy in Guardians? The gold dude.
Aisha, the girl, or
no, Adam Warlock. I think he would have been an awesome Adam Warlock.
Yeah, his hair would have needed to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, but he could. I mean, you could do that. And then if not,
I also think he would have had to been a little bit more jacked than he is now too.
I mean, you can keep him in the suit. Look, he's huge in the...
He's not that huge as Homelander. He's pretty slim fit, I would say.
He's pretty big as Homelander,
I think it's slim fit,
he's
man.
Pretty... No, dude.
I think so.
No, bro. He's pretty big as Homelander. Come on, what he's...
No, I'm not saying he's not, like, shredded. I'm saying he's not boulder big. And I think Adam Warlock needs to be boulder big in a sense. I don't know. That's my opinion.
But you're telling me you put a gold suit on him and he's not Adam Warlock.
I'm not saying I can't see it. I'm not saying I can't see it. I think, speaking of we've been going off on tangents and all things, but that's always. That's all. I saw the movie We're the Millers for the first time last night.
Yeah, great movie.
The kid that's in that movie is Adam Warlock in Guardians 3?
Yeah.
What a transformation that guy went through, bro. I'm so happy for him, too.
Yeah, he got yoked.
I'm so happy. Yeah, he got yoked.
On Batman, really quickly, I had one other of my honorable mentions I forgot to say.
Yeah.
Old Man Batman.
Who would play him?
Josh Brolin.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I would love that. Old, retired, on like a farm somewhere, just pissed off at the world, doesn't want to be bothered with.
I could see that.
Like, imagine him in The Flash as it. Obviously, Keaton's the guy, but like, I would love a situation where down the line, or even, you know what I'd love? Again, I'm Batman, not as well versed, obviously, as you are. If the new Batman series with
The Brave and the Bold?
No.
The
newest
Batman?
One. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Robert Pattinson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Him as maybe not Batman but someone that used to operate as a Batman-like figure in the past. And Robert Pattinson teams up with him because I think Josh Brolin is good enough that he could be in that universe that's not the DC-ified, but more the Robert Pattinson tough.
Could you see him as Raj?
I could see him as Ra's al Ghul.
I could see him.
As Ra's al Ghul? I think that'd be sick.
I could see it a little
that'd
bit
be
there,
sick.
Too.
I think he'd be a really good... I'm the head guy, but I'm also going to beat your ass. Like, I don't need my security detail, which like I think would be a really cool... Like, he's Ra's al Ghul... no one ever touches him, but then like if like Batman eventually is going to fight him in a couple years and he's just going to beat the piss out of him,
I like
kind
that
of a
lot,
thing,
actually.
you know.
I do like that.
I love Josh Brolin. He's one of my favorite actors ever.
Me too.
You know who I think needs a role in one of these movies, but probably will never do it?
Who?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
He's just the great. In my opinion, he's the greatest actor of all time.
I agree with that.
I don't think anyone has ever given better performances because, again, it's not necessarily a better performance, right? A lot of people say Heath Ledger's. A lot of people say whatever. Daniel Day-Lewis has like 5 in the top 20.
Yeah, he's never missed.
So it's like
he's never missed.
Even Gangs of New York, which is not one of his best movies, is a phenomenal job. You know what I mean? So
but he's like retired now for a while. Right?
Yeah, I think so. But like, I would love him.
Sad.
No, it's so sad because there's a couple of those guys that are like, I just won't do it, and it's unfortunate. Yeah. Like Leo said, Leo would have never. I don't know if he'd never do it now because I think in a couple years from now he could just chase a bag. Look at everyone's doing it now.
I mean, he did publicly put out there though that he never would. Same with after he tried to get Spider-Man and then Tom Holland got it, he said he would never do it. Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, bro. Timothy Chalamet, whatever, dude. If you're gonna, you wanted Spider-Man and then you didn't get it, and now you're pissed.
Yeah, come on. He was in the running for Spider-Man. Tom Holland. Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet's not as charismatic as he is.
No, he's not.
I like him a lot. I love him. He's a great actor, but you can't say like Tom Holland's a better Spider-Man.
How charismatic he is in Wonka.
I thought you were going to say Dune 2.
No, he
I don't know if he's going to be very
charismatic. He has to be the most least charismatic figure in there.
Leo, really quickly, was supposed to be Anakin. I don't know if you ever knew that. So they originally tried to cast him. Yep.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
Yep, so they originally tried, I think episode 2, they tried to cast him. They gave him the call. They tried multiple times to court him, and he's like, I'm not interested in a space movie.
Wow.
Even after the success of 4, 5, and 6, which is crazy looking back at it. But I've always been, this is a public announcement, I've always been a Hayden Christensen hater for a while because I didn't like how he played Vader in certain parts. Mm-hmm. But I look back at it now and I didn't understand movies the way I do now.
So you liked him as Anakin?
I loved him as Anakin because I look back and I'm like, I didn't like how bland he was, but that was the whole point. He was supposed to be very always conflicting in his mind, this guy that just doesn't understand what's going on, while you have Ewan McGregor who's just charismatic in everything he does. I think Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan is such a good casting that nobody ever talks about. Nobody talks about that as one of the best castings of
all time.
All time. I don't care if you like Star Wars or not. Pinpoint accuracy on getting who Obi-Wan Kenobi needed to be. But
the thing with Leo, I just don't think he wants to attach himself to a franchise.
No, I get that. I mean, why would you? You're doing these movies that you're doing The Revenant, you're doing the new one that's coming out.
The new one with Scorsese.
Yeah, but even Don't Look Up. I mean, I don't want to say it was a money grab, but
no. All I'm saying is that they're all singular movies.
No, I agree, but I look at it, right, and Leo is like, I want to... Let me backtrack a little. Leo wants to do, like, more passion projects or bigger hits.
Yes.
Because think about it, Don't Look Up is a passion project in the sense that...
Because he's big with the environment.
He's big on the environment.
Yes.
So I get that. Yeah. But, like, I would love to see him in it. He's never going to do it, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could even see him as Batman in a sense too.
I would love to
Bruce Wayne more than Batman, because I see him in Gatsby and I'm like, yeah, okay,
I'd almost love to cast him as a Batman villain, like some dude that won a ton of money or sold a ton, like created something as Batman's like arch nemesis, like financially.
Yeah, who would
I don't even know. Like you could make a new character.
Roman
That's the other thing, guys.
Mask.
We could make another character. You're allowed to do it. As much as the fans would not like certain things that go on,
we should do that as a top 5. We should do original characters in the MCU.
Are you writing
top
this
5.
down?
That would be going because there's a couple of them. It's not a big list at all, but there's a couple of them that are
original characters in
the MCU. Agent Coulson, he was original.
What, you're saying, like a recast for him?
No. He's a original character.
No, I know
for
that.
the movies.
Yeah.
They were never in the comics until the movie.
Oh, you're saying original characters just in general that like in
Agent Coulson, Wong. Wong was never a comic character. And I don't really know who else, to be honest with
that's fine. We'll do original characters in content
in the that have
were
different forms of media.
not in book or comic.
Yes.
And then we'll do, what was the other one we had done? Top 5 cool people?
Yes, yeah. All right, let's move on to your
what is it? My 3 and 2.
Your 3 and 2.
So my 3 and 2 are actual, basically, of course, ties because I never do this. So I have 3 people as Doctor Doom. We've talked about on this multiple times. I have 3 people. One is my own choosing because I've said it a million times. Miles Teller. I think it would be a really cool younger version of Doom. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be a really cool, obviously, fan servicey thing to be like, you were in Fantastic Four, now you're the main bad guy, right? I think he's a great actor.
He's fantastic.
I think it would be awesome to see him as it. Does he fit as much as the other 2 guys I have? No. But I would love to see him in the MCU at some degree or the DCEU because I think they're all fantastic choices.
You know why I don't think he'll be cast, and I think it's a good choice for Doom, but I don't think he will be casted at all as for Doom because I think Miles Teller's also gonna be in Secret Wars as a version of Mr. Fantastic.
I love that movie, and I love that. I think I was actually thinking about that today. Is Michael B. Jordan in Fantastic Four?
Michael B. Jordan is Human Torch in that Fantastic Four
I would
movie.
love to see all of the Fantastic Four variants.
Yeah, I would love that.
I think that'd be awesome. Because then you can kind of dismiss them and be like, they were in their MCU movie. Cool. They're done.
Like there's without a doubt the original Fantastic Four movies. That original cast is going to be in Secret Wars. I
know it. You know it. Yeah. Well, that's Chris Evans. So you're going to get Chris Evans back?
They want him back.
I'd love that. I would love that.
Jessica Alba and who was Mr. Fantastic? I forgot who played him.
I know who it is, but I don't remember.
I always know that face, but not the name.
So for Chris Evans, though, he's gonna make a quirky.
He's gonna. No,
someone's gonna say, "Do I know you from somewhere?"
Without a doubt.
And you're okay with that? Because I'm okay. I am so okay.
I will. Something like that. I'll eat up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just making sure.
That's a joke that deserves.
You know who needs to say it? Who needs to say it? What character?
Captain America and
no. What character needs to say it to Human Torch in the movie?
Say what?
Do I know you from somewhere? There's 2 characters that I think both. One of them was in a movie that just came out more recently. One is in a movie that's coming out.
Superhero wise?
Yes.
What?
No, I'm saying if the movies in the war were coming out, there's 2 characters that I would think would need to say it to him and be like, do I know you from somewhere?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. So now I need to think.
So it's one of the original Avengers.
Yeah.
And then a Guardian. In my opinion.
Have I seen you before?
Okay, so I'll just tell you. Star-Lord. I feel like Star-Lord would be hilarious to be like, do I know you from somewhere? Like middle of combat, shooting everybody would be like, do I know you from somewhere? Because he's good with that kind of comedy. And Thor.
Like a different version Thor?
No, real Thor.
I don't get it though.
What are you not understanding?
Well, why would that be a joke? Why would that be
because Chris Evans is Captain America. So if he comes in as Human Torch, they're gonna say, "Do I know you from somewhere?"
Oh. Okay, I had that. I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking, but yes, I agree with that. I agree. With that. Okay, yeah. I get it. Now.
So I'm saying if we don't see Captain America, we just see Human Torch as Chris Evans.
Star-Lord be like,
when he comes to fight, I'm saying Star-Lord shooting a whole bunch of guys goes, "Do I know you from somewhere?" I think Thor would be even funnier if he goes to hit someone, and then Chris Evans lands and goes and does whatever. He goes, "Do I know you from somewhere?" Because imagine Thor with Tom Cruise and Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Captain America and Iron Man and Human Torch fighting.
Yeah.
And be like, Thor would be just like, I'm so confused at what's going on. I think that would be hilarious.
That would be such a well-deserved perfect placement joke for that movie. I agree.
So Mads Mikkelsen is another choice, but at this point he already was
Caecilius.
Yes, so it's tough to do that because then you're going to say, you know what, right, whatever. Yeah. But Cillian Murphy is the fan cast that I've seen everyone do, and I think at this point it might happen because, it makes a lot of sense. He's in Oppenheimer. He did amazing in Peaky Blinders. Yeah, he's about to get a big...
the up-and-coming more and more. He always was. He's
always been a phenomenal actor. It's just now there's more roles for him kind of a thing.
He's getting more lead roles now.
I think him as Doom would be
I
an
think so too. That's
amazing
my
casting.
number one
yeah,
choice
I think,
for Doom as well.
I think I'd love that. The only other one I had seen too, and I kind of love it, but that's just because I love Liam Neeson. But like Liam Neeson an old time Doom or like some kind of an old character.
Yeah, I would like.
I
that
would
too.
love that.
Liam Neeson as older Magneto. I could see that.
I wouldn't hate it. I don't know. Liam Neeson, you gotta pick and choose. There's a couple actors that you have to pick and choose as to what we're gonna do. In my opinion, Magneto is kind of tough because he's a good. I know, but like Magneto is one of the only good X-Men things about X-Men. Yeah. So it's hard to be like we're recasting the guy that was one of the only good parts of those movies.
Well, I'll tell you what. With those Fox X-Men movies, the cast. All their castings have been fantastic.
Yeah, they're good casts, bad scripts and bad stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Even all the way to Peter Dinklage as a bad guy. That was a good casting. That was great. They're fine movies. They're just not what this is. But that's because X-Men didn't have a direction. They were trying to pump them out. But X-Men X-Men walked so that Marvel could run. 100%. Yeah. If X-Men didn't come out and shit, these movies would not be relevant. I agree. It's that simple. I agree. As much as I don't like X-Men did all these things, and then Feige and team could be like, we're not doing that. We're not doing this. We have to stick to more of the, and then it was a wrap. So that was my number 3, and my number 2 is a tie between Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And Idris Elba as Green Lantern.
Idris Elba would be a fantastic...
Amazing Green Lantern.
Bryan Cranston as Lex Luthor. I mean, I feel like most people would understand...
It's the Heisenberg.
Why you're saying that. But, you know what? Yeah, I actually could see it. Because now I'm thinking, like, he has the charisma. He can be a charismatic Lex. Okay, yeah.
You know what I also think would be another kind of just staying in this whole multiversal war thing, how great it would be, in my opinion, if we're going to finally get Deadpool in these movies, if we could have Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern, Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, and Ryan Reynolds old Deadpool with the stitched mouth, all in the same movie. How funny that would be! I
would love that.
I think that would be amazing. I think if you're gonna
do that in Secret Wars with at least Deadpool now and X-Men Origins Deadpool,
I think that'd be so great. I personally don't think they'd do the 2 Deadpools though, or they might.
They very well could.
I know, but I think the Green Lantern would be even funnier because of how bad Green Lantern was.
Yeah, but we got to be a little realistic if that's actually going to happen.
Well, yeah, but Green Lantern, you have a ton of Well, yeah, I know, but
like, would we both love to see that? Is that a opportunity that they're probably thinking about too?
I wonder. Yeah, I think. Well, because Green Lantern is DC.
Yeah,
but could you put him in as like a comic book cover?
Dude,
that'd be pretty funny.
You could,
like, you could put him. They
mentioned Batman. They mentioned Superman
in what movie? Yeah, I was gonna say
they mentioned Batman.
Listen, I'd love another Marvel show. I'd love a buyout eventually. I think we've said this before on the pod. Man. I'd love for them to just... I know it would piss off the OG heads of the two sides.
I'll tell you what. If Disney bought DC, I would be pretty pissed.
I know you would. Of course you would. But Warner Brothers, you have to understand, bro. Warner Brothers is kind of running out of money. So,
well, yes, and I do think DC could be in better hands than DC, but... I mean, than Warner Brothers, but...
But DC...
Disney.
You know who would be? Does Warner Brothers own HBO?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then I was gonna say like that'd be.
They're never getting rid of that property.
No, of course not. Of course not.
They are never getting rid of that.
There's a couple properties that they have that they're just like, all right, cool, we could just do this for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
But so those are my two. I'd really love that. My number one is like my only true one that I'm like the most passionate about.
Okay.
So when we get to that, we can talk about it more. But
all right, so my number 3, I did a Marvel one, I did a DC one. This one's an anime one. If they did a live action version of this character, which they did, and you know, if you're an anime lover and you've seen some of these live action adaptations, you know they never work out. They never get great reception, and they are actually terrible movies. But if they were to do a American live action version of this character, Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan premieres again today. I'm so excited for it. But anyway, Timothée Chalamet as Eren Yeager. You probably aren't familiar with what he even looks like.
No.
Okay.
I know who Timothée Chalamet is, but
all I'm saying is that if Timothy had short hair, he would look like Eren Yeager.
All right, cool.
If he has long hair and he straightened his long hair, because I know he has the curls.
Yep.
If he straightens it, he would play a perfect older version of Eren Yeager. And he's a great actor, so I think he has the range to play this character. Because Eren Yeager has it's a Daenerys situation. So, so that's I'm pretty passionate about that one, and you know what? I haven't seen that one online, so that I guess
I feel like I feel like most people would keep that lower just because not in a bad way, but like people are going to prioritize like movies over anime related stuff, So you're going to always run into that with there.
Okay, and then now on my anime realm, cartoon realm.
Okay.
Now Tom Holland has been fan casted for so many characters.
Every single person. And it pisses me the fuck off because he's a very entertaining actor, but I don't think he's the greatest actor. I think he's good. I think he's very entertaining. I don't think he's amazing. But I did see this one on Facebook, and I'm surprised it didn't get as much traction, and I don't see it more often. Yeah.
Ben 10.
Ooh, okay, cool. I like that a lot, actually.
Tom Holland has a little bit of older Ben 10.
I mean, I think they're missing the boat on it. You don't have much time left to do it.
No, you don't.
So if you do it, him as Danny Phantom could be good, too.
I was thinking that as well.
Him and Danny Phantom could be good. I would love to see like an HBO come in and buy some of these old properties and try to revive them as like a live action. It'd be tough, right? Like a Dexter's Lab live action might be.
No, that would not work.
No, but none of them would work. What are you going to do?
Would work.
But yes,
Danny
but like
Phantom could work
Danny
too.
Phantom, like it might not work as much. Like you can't. What are you going to do? Codename Kids Next Door? I like that, but like no, like
so corny.
I think they'd all be. I think they'd all be corny. Even Jimmy Neutron. What are you going to do? No, like So that's the thing. It's like. Yes and no, but I mean, I like.
They could make dark, so that's why I think that could work. Ben 10, he's a fucking superhero, man. Yeah, that could work.
You know who I think they? I think they made a bad decision with putting him at Uncharted instead of Indiana Jones. I think he would have been a better not Indiana Jones, but in this new movie. He's a kid of Indiana Jones or a student of him that's obsessed, right? Make Indiana Jones still a professor, and Tom Holland is not in school yet, but he's been skipping school because he heard about this guy Indiana Jones that teaches at the class. He follows him around, and then Indiana Jones gets stuck in something, and Tom Holland pops up like, "Hey, I was following what you were doing."
For that.
Yeah, but now with Uncharted, they're not going to touch it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really did not like
that movie.
No, the movie was okay.
Yeah, I heard it was
and fine, I saw it recently, actually.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Tom Holland to play Nathan Drake? Like, you had, what's his name?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg already attached to the project. Like, that's Nathan Drake,
No,
man.
they wanted a money grab with the two of them. Like, they just want... Well, but it makes more sense for them to tie Tom Holland than Mark Wahlberg, because Tom Holland's schedule will be more available than Mark Wahlberg's in the sense that if I think Tom Holland is more reliable if you are going to do 3 movies than Mark Wahlberg will be. Because if Mark Wahlberg doesn't like it after one movie, he's kind of at that stage in his career where he'll be like, I'm good, I'm done. I don't really want to do it again.
Unless he's contractually obligated to, obviously.
It doesn't matter with those guys, dude. You know that. If they don't... Contractually obligated only means so much with how these guys lawyer up if they don't want to be in a project.
Sure.
Tom Holland, if he's there and he's making a ton of money from these movies, even if they're not that good, he's like, all right, cool, I'm 22 years old, 25 years old. I don't give a shit. Yeah, let me do another one. Let me do another, Yeah. And Spider-Man, besides that and Spider-Man, what else is he really doing? He's doing other movies, not to discredit him, but those are his big franchises where he can do a Spider-Man movie for a whole year, Uncharted movie for a whole year, couple side projects, back on Spider-Man, back on Uncharted.
Yeah.
And he's making money every single year. So
good for him.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand what you mean, though. Mark Wahlberg is way more of...
I'm glad they aren't moving forward with another Uncharted.
Yeah, they said they're not, right?
They
said
they're
done.
Something by now. Anyway. I don't even think they said they were done. They just haven't... It was like, all right, this one did okay. I don't think we'll move forward with another one of that.
Yeah, you'll see. Money always talks. Money always talks.
Confused
how the box office works now, though. How the box office works now, though, I think you're going to see a lot of projects that get greenlit and do not get finished because
of the actor power.
No, it's just how box offices work, dude. Look at how bad Quantumanium did.
Yeah, it dropped pretty
bad.
It's actually the lowest in Marvel
history. But you know what? That has to do with, in my opinion, how people view movie theaters now. Like, people don't want to do movies as much.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of things that all hit at the same time.
Yeah.
The new seating prices in general. Bro, I got my Stubbs account. I upgraded to Stubbs finally because I'm like, $30 a month. I think I can go to the movies enough.
A-list?
The A-list.
Yes. Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me do it for a couple months, and if I'm not using it, I'll downgrade, whatever.
Yeah.
Even with that, I still paid $20-something bucks for another ticket and then another $20 for a popcorn and a large drink. I was like, oh my God, bro. Like, but that's the thing. The sad thing is, I love the movies. I'll always go to them when certain things come out.
Same.
But it's not like you're doing terrible for the families that want to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Think about the lower income families that want to go to the movies and take their kids. They have to wait until Tuesday because it's $5 movies kind of a thing.
Now it's $6.
You know what I mean?
But besides the fact,
even then,
you see what I'm saying.
But even then, it's like it's unfortunate to see how they've completely made the movies like a rich person's thing to a degree.
I know.
Like, you're spending $100 when you go to the movies now with a family.
I know.
At least. It's
Family
like
of 5?
Oh my God,
that's
dude.
easy. That's easy.
$250.
That's easy. Yeah, that's
like, and that's
crazy.
what's unfortunate, because it's like, think about all of these people that are actors and actors now that grew up going to $2 movies, $1 movies, and they saw these people performing. They're like, wow, I want to do that one day. Yeah. Wow, I want to do. All these kids are not going to get the same equal chance, or if they do, they're going to see one movie all year, and it's decided between their brother or their sister.
Without a doubt.
They don't get to choose because
a lot of directors and actors they've spoke up about this price increase, it's absurd, and they're not happy about it.
No,
they're not happy about it either.
A movie ticket should never be more than $15.
I agree.
It never should be. I looked up on the IMAX thing, and it was 20-something. I was like, no.
Yeah.
To go see Quantumanium. It would have been great, but no. $20-something, not even, and then after taxes and...
Yeah, right.
No, not even, nope.
No, I agree with you, man. They're trying to get people back into the theaters, but I don't think they're doing a great job.
They're doing a terrible job.
In their efforts. But all right, do your number one. Yeah.
I don't even have to look at my list. Number one. Mm-hmm. Keanu Reeves is Darth Revan.
I don't know who Darth Revan is.
I'll look him up, but there is a huge fan cast under the Star Wars population for them to go and get Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan. Mm-hmm. I think they've always asked him. I think it's been a very much I don't want to say confirmed thing, but basically so this is.
Oh, I could already tell just from that small picture. That could be him.
Yep. So, that is I think that is actually him kind of thing. Someone put him in it.
Yeah.
But basically, Revan is a good, he's a guy that wears his mask all the time.
Why isn't it clicking?
I don't know. Shut up, my phone. Apparently, I live in 2004. But basically,
so he usually wears a mask?
Yeah, usually wears a mask, but okay, cool. Fuck this action. Fuck this phone, dude. Oh my God, that is the most horseshit thing ever. Whatever. But I would love it. I think Keanu Reeves tied to a Star Wars project would be absolutely awesome. I think he's proven that he can do awesome things with John Wick.
Yeah.
I think letting a Star Wars movie get someone like him that he can just mow people down is what I want. And I don't want to get my hopes up, but there's a very good, very strong belief that we're going to see Anakin mowing people down at the Jedi Temple in Mandalorian because of Grogu's flashback. In the trailer, you see
the Jedis.
You see the Jedis prepping and the door getting cut open, and that's Vader, they're saying.
Whoa.
That him is Anakin still prior to him getting chopped up, but... We've seen that from Obi-Wan, and we've seen that from, what was it? Was it Andor or whatever it was? We've seen different angles of Obi-Wan. We've seen it because the girl, the bad guy, the girl. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
but I know who you're talking about.
Yes, so she was one of the Padawans, and then what am I? Mando when Grogu originally has like the flashback or whatever at the temple. So we've seen it from 2 different angles, and now we're about to see a third angle of who I think it's gonna be who saves Grogu, but we might see Anakin come in and just absolutely mow those motherfuckers down. Because we've seen it in a deleted. I don't remember if it's a deleted scene or not, but we've seen Anakin. No, we've seen Anakin on the telegram in episode 3 or like the thing. Yoda and Obi-Wan are watching him just absolutely go to town on these like couple people. So we might actually get to see that like live action now because they're saying Hayden Christensen is apparently tied to that at least scene.
I think he's going to be tied to a couple upcoming projects. So we'll see what happens with that.
So yep, that's me. That's my 5.
All right, my number 1. Now going the video game route. I was a big fan of this PlayStation 2 series known as Jak and Daxter. Now, Jak and Daxter was made by Naughty Dog. Yep. Naughty Dog also made The Last of Us. The Last of Us is probably the best thing I'm watching on television at the moment. I think they should do a live-action Jak and Daxter show. And the person to play Jak, Dacre Montgomery. He played the Red Ranger in that most recent Power Ranger movie, and he also plays Billy from Stranger Things, the bully, Max's older brother.
Oh, okay.
I think he would play a great Jak. He has the face for it. All he needs is the long ears, the long pointy ears. And I think he just has the attitude and acting chops for it as well.
That's another tough one, though, because it's like, do you really want to make that into a live action, or do you want to keep that animated?
No, I think for Jak and Daxter, I think it would be more effective as live action.
Okay.
Like... and I don't think that for all video games.
Yeah,
like
of course.
The Legend of Zelda, I swear to God, if Mario succeeds in the theaters, which it's going to.
I mean, yeah.
And they greenlighted Legend of Zelda movie, it better be animated. I swear to God, it better be animated.
I don't think they're going to, though.
No, they should make it animated because I want them to connect the Nintendo universes for a Super
If
Smash
I was
Brothers
Nintendo,
movie,
but I
bro.
think Nintendo's getting ready for something like that. Like, I think Nintendo, this movie,
Nintendo World,
I think this Mario movie is just the first domino to fall in
Without a
them
doubt.
seeing. Well, because they're
more than
seeing,
the
look at
video
how
games,
DC is doing, you know? And not only that, not to be a pessimist, but the Switch kind of flopped.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't have.
It's not
games,
getting upgraded, man. There's no upgrades to
the
it.
only
You
upgrade
can't
they
play.
made was that OLED screen,
but you
and
can't.
That was ridiculous.
But dude, it's like
stupid.
Well, you can't even like. What multiplayers are you playing?
Well, Nintendo's strong suit is multiplayer, though.
But
with,
I'm saying
Mario Party, Mario Kart.
With how the world is now, with Apex, with Game of Thrones, with Call of Duty, games like that, you don't have them on the Switch. I know.
Yeah. Oh, but speaking of, they just made a deal with Call of Duty. It is coming.
I saw that eventually, but now it's like 2 years from now you're gonna get it on a Switch. The Switch is kind of gonna not be dead, but like
it's fading.
I still love my Switch. I don't use it how I'd like to, honestly, but
because there's no games.
No, I mean Mario Kart is the only optimistic thing. They still have updated tracks every couple of months, every 4 months or whatever. Oh, characters! I didn't even see that.
They're adding Birdo next month.
Bro, give me Mario Baseball. Like, come on, man. They gave us golf.
Listen,
they gave us tennis.
What the fuck
like,
they're doing
I just don't understand it.
Man. I don't understand.
Just that's the thing that blows my mind. It's like they have so much content to use and they refuse to do it. And like,
yeah, I know.
That's me as like someone that watches Star Wars and Marvel, and I try not to complain. I try not to complain about it either. But it's like you sit there and you're like, dude, Super Strikers. The soccer game.
They did make a new one. It wasn't good.
No.
It wasn't good.
I heard the golf one was actually a lot of fun, though.
I played the golf one, too, and I'll tell you what.
I think that might be my next... that might be my next buy, because I think it might be cheap enough now if I go...
It. Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly... I was thinking about going to the mall and buying a new Switch game, because my PlayStation, I'm not going to get a new game until, like, your next big thing comes out.
Probably
maybe Spider-Man or
probably the new Jedi.
Yeah, but... Loved the storyline and I liked the action, but games like that for me, when I get caught on one level that something's going on and like I can't get past it, right? So like I got to one level that every time I turn the game on, I'm trying to get out of this like underground place.
Yeah.
And I was looking up how to do it and it wasn't explaining it to me correctly. I was like, I'm just done with it. Just shit like that because I'm not saying you can't make it hard or difficult, but like when you get to that point where I'm like, I've done this 7 times, where am I going? I'm going in a circle. I just...
Oh, and they make it hard for things to find of like at least a path to go to.
Yeah, and dude, it's like, it's great because like I got out multiple times. I got out back to like my ship, but they're like, don't forget you had to go get this. And I'm like, what the fuck did I have to get? You can't
even leave yet.
And like the whole entire thing I'm tracing my steps, and I'm like, oh my God. I love the storyline, don't get me wrong, but like it was just that was pissing me off so much. I was like, oh my God, but I'll probably get it. I bought Rogue Squadron, and that was the worst money I've ever spent.
Really?
The worst money I've ever spent.
That's a recent one.
I bought it, played it once, never touched it again.
I think that was
EA
I
bought it,
too.
downloaded it, and
EA's
I never touched it.
Stuff.
Which is so unfortunate because, again, the Battlefront games, the re-evolutions of them, were way better than people thought they were going to be. We shit on them so much. We're like, oh my God, I don't want another Battlefront game. This is miserable, blah, blah, blah. And they weren't that bad. They were actually pretty good. So that's always a bummer with it, but those are expected with the territory. You ever
play Jak and Daxter?
Ooh. Yeah, I've played it like with you guys, like at your kind of like situation. Gotcha. Top 5 video game remakes.
Okay. You want to know? I don't know if you saw this on the sheet. I have top 5 video game. Oh wait,
castings, right?
No. Top 5 video game to movie/TV adaptations.
Yeah, okay.
That's already on there, but we'll add those too.
Yeah.
You know.
So we have top 5 cool people, original characters and content that were not in the comic books or movies. So we could just do like that as a top 5, and then top 5 video game remakes. Sounds like Mario Baseball, shit like that.
Yeah.
So.
Alrighty. So that's my number 5. That was your number 5. And I guess that'll do it for us, right?
That's it.
Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, let us know in the comments below, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Also follow us on all social media platforms at Frank_videos. And once again, thank you for letting us cross 10K subscribers.
There we go.
Also, if you don't want to listen to our podcast or watch our podcast, you can listen to our podcast only on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
Amazon Music, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So make sure to check us out there.
And if you don't have anything to do, just put it on in the background so you give us some views, because we would appreciate the heck out of that.
Some views and watch hours, man. Please. That would be awesome.
Put it on times 2.
So grateful.
Put it on times 2 while you're at your workplace. And if you don't want to listen to it, just put it on mute or whatever. Just let it play through. Give us 5 stars everywhere you can.
5 yeah.
You don't have to like it. Just give us 5 stars. Help us help you. I kick this camera every fucking time I'm in this studio.
But no, Luke's definitely right. We would greatly appreciate it, and it helps us out more than you'd think.
And not yet, but if you're interested, just to kind of gauge the audience in merch to come, give us a like, give us a comment. We'll do a little poll. But let us know, because we're going to start talking about it more. We've definitely been introducing it, the two of us, with some concepts. So if you're interested in merch, let us know, so that when we start kind of rolling these ideas out, we know who we can make sure we get like some information to, some pre-orders, some designs. We're going to start messing around with it shortly, and then we'll go from there. But we'll keep you guys all posted. It's going to be a good time. So,
all right, guys, that'll do it for us this episode. So until next time, peace out.
My number 2 is a little bit of a tie. Robin Williams was part of it. Now, it's not necessarily because of his stand-up skits, similar to my number 1, but how he makes me laugh. I always make the sad, unfortunate joke that Robin Williams always prioritized other people prior to himself on how his comedy worked. And I think that was an amazing thing that he did. A very sad way for us to see him go. That he was always more concerned about everyone else and making them laugh. And that's what makes me sad about knowing that so many people did not value the time that we had with him.
100%. Because
they were too focused on, like, he was not really, to my knowledge, didn't really offend people with his jokes. He was more just like loud and obnoxious and, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like today's society, I think he'd be very sad to see how comedy is with how people take it.
I agree.
Because again, now part of him might feel the other way too, because part of it was like he always just wanted to make people laugh in whatever way he could.
Yeah.
But, that's part of that.